What's up, YouTube? This is C Alpha and Charlie. Really? Anyway, we had planned to do an aquascape of the 12-gallon tank this week, but we ran into a little bit of a snag. The plants we ordered haven't arrived yet, and we want to be a little bit more far along before we start showing this aquarium. So, I'm not sure what we should do. Hey, Pet Tech! What do you want to do for a show? I don't know. What did you guys do all week? I mostly watched videos all week. I read comments all week. So why don't you kind of mix those questions and some of those videos into sort of a soup and just talk about that? Fish soup? Just get back to work. Okay, so where do we start? What's the oddest aquarium question you've gotten this week? Well, a person named Blaga Flaga asked this question. I want to put some plants in my tank so that any fish and fry that are born have a place to hide. But I don't want all of them to survive. What are some good plants for fish or fry to hide in? About 2 or 3 recommendations would be great. Well, I really like Java moss. For me, Java moss seems to work better than anything else, and I've got a lot of that. I use Christmas moss, but Christmas moss and Java moss are almost the same thing. But keep in mind, you don't have to only have plants for hiding places for your fish. Sometimes even large shells and stuff will work, or pieces of wood, or anywhere where they can kind of crawl underneath and get away from like the larger predators. For me, the moss works great. Some fish are really comforted by the plants that grow on the surface of the water and kind of hang down, like your duckweeds and that sort of thing too. So I guess it just depends on which kind. And of course, what about the population control part? I know, right? Well, I think that's a discussion for another video, but it's your turn now. So what's the oddest video thing you saw this week? Well, I've got one. I was on Mass Aquarium's YouTube channel, and I noticed he had done a video about the nitrogen cycle, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I've done one too, and it'd be kind of cool to have his take on it, so I decided to watch it. And he always puts a really unique spin on things, and here is kind of painting a visual in your mind of the aquarium water becoming dirty.
You don't have the beneficial bacteria in your tank to take care of fish waste. Now, what does that even mean? Your fish, they swim around in your tank, they pee and poo. Now, if you don't have the bacteria to break that down, your fish are basically swimming in a toilet. Really. Take a giant dump in a giant toilet and take a swim in it. Take a big swimming pool, have 2,500 people take a shit in it, and then you go take a swim in that, and tell me what that feels like.
Whoa! Thanks for painting that picture, Mike. That was a stunning visual that will haunt my nightmares forever. But anyway, so Charlie, what else you got? Okay, well, I got a question from Joel, and Joel wants to know, and he asked a question that I get a lot, so I was happy to read this. That's why I'm reading his particular question. Do you need a soil-based substrate in order to keep a planted tank? Will gravel work? And have the plants work its way in the gravel in the same fashion. The truth is, I haven't really tried dirt yet, and I'm really interested in it, and I think it would be good, but I haven't tried it, but I have researched a lot about it, and from what I understand, I have some concerns about being able to cap it, especially in the way I'm going to do in the 12-gallon. Because you've got to put a certain percentage of dirt or gravel on top of the dirt to kind of keep it at bay. And the other thing is it might be overkill for nutrients in this tank. I'm not against doing a dirted tank in any way. I think they're great, or could be great. But I want to do one maybe in a bigger aquarium. So my first one that I'm going to do, and I do want to do one eventually, will be in maybe a 55 or a 30-gallon or something like that. And the 12-gallon, I want to just kind of stick with what I know for now. So the answer is no, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The answer is no. You don't have to have dirt. There are supplements you can put even in plain gravel with no additives, but there are also plenty of gravel that is specifically made to grow plants in. There are alternatives, and I'm not saying one's better than the other, but I think it's a little cleaner to use the pre-made stuff, and that's what I'm using now. Okay, Alpha, any more videos you want to share? Yeah, I checked out one of my subscribers. It's always nice and leaving comments and stuff, and I thought, I'll take a look at his page and kind of see what he's got going on, and I was stunned to see he's got gorgeous aquariums. The ones he's showing there, I believe they're his. He doesn't talk over them or anything, but they're really beautiful and really worth a shout out. To go and check him out. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers. He's got a few, but really, really beautiful aquariums. Definitely worth checking out. Oh, another thing I saw is that Slim Tim, who's a neighbor of ours, did a ball busting video with Mass Aquariums.
Fired up, son!
So he did his ball busting video, and in which he shows this really incredible aquaponics setup. Really, really cool aquaponics setup. And I'd really like to take a look. He's not too far from here, so I'd like to check that out. So it was really pretty awesome. But did you get fired up? You know what I did? I was way fired up. So, any other questions? Oh, yes. I have another question. Commanox. I don't think I said that right, but Commanox says, "Hey, I really enjoy your videos, and I would love to have an aquarium of my own. Nothing too big, maybe like a 5-gallon. I just have a few questions about starting an aquarium, like how would I maintain it? Is a heater necessary? It's easy enough to research what the best fish to be for a 5-gallon. I just want to make sure I know how to keep them alive, what products I need, what water I need to use, etc. It'd be really helpful if you went through a step-by-step instruction on how to set one up and maintain it." Well, you're in luck, because I make a lot of videos about setup, and I do a lot of maintenance videos too. You can pull some parts of my maintenance videos out and use it for pretty much any aquarium. No matter what your setup is, just remember, don't overpopulate, and don't forget to do some water changes, hopefully once a week, at least 20% once a week, and you'll do good. So, if you've got a lot of aquariums, or your aquariums are very heavily planted, you can get away with less water changes. But I would say my biggest advice for any kind of maintenance is just to realize that you do occasionally have to change some of the water out. Pulling it out and putting it back in is really important, much more important than, say, just topping it off when it starts to evaporate, because you need to pull some of that biological material out and just get it out of the aquarium. Oh, wait. I've got one more I want to read. It's from the PegTech on YouTube Facebook page, and it's from Joe. Joe says, "Good day, mate. I've been watching your vids on YouTube channel, and they're fun as well as informative. See ya, Joe from Sydney, Australia." At least that's what I think he sounds like in my head, Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much, Joe. It's great hearing from people all over the world. I'm always amazed to hear from someone really far that they're watching our stuff and enjoying it, and we really do appreciate it. Absolutely. And this is about all the time we have today, folks. We'll be back next week with a rescape of the 12-gallon, hopefully. Before we go, we'd like to thank all the people that were kind enough to leave a few bucks in the tip jar. Absolutely. It's been tremendous. We really appreciate your help. And like Mr. P said, every penny that goes into that tip jar will go back into the show to make it bigger and better. We hope, at least. And we appreciate all the help we can get. So follow your bliss. There are no riches above sound body. See ya. My body makes all kinds of sounds. I don't think if you could trim that visual down and say maybe 10,000 people shooting at the same time into a pool. Times 25,000. Still gross. Still pretty gross, Mike. Sorry. I may have to demonstrate. Just sit down. Oh, I forgot one that we were going to include. Who? Jeremy the Angry Fishman. Oh. It's not cool, man. Damn right.